Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back for another video. Yes, I am wearing a winter hat today and there's two reasons for that. One, my hair is a little messy and I don't have time to style it. And two, because I want to rank every NHL Winter Classic logo, I felt it's only fitting to put on a festive style sweater and a winter hat. So like I said, I'm ranking every NHL Winter Classic logo, just the logo, not the jerseys. That'll be a future video. Recently, I did do a pros and cons of what I like and don't like about the recent Chicago Blackhawks, St. Louis Blues Winter Classic jersey. So you can check that out if you want. I'll put a link in the description. And yeah, I want to rank, I think we have 16 logos to go through, and I do want to do those fast. But I do want to say, as always, these are just subjective. I'm thinking out loud. There's other creators that have ranked these logos, and I'm pretty sure my ranking will be different from theirs. I have a different criteria. I'm looking at the overall design of the logo, but I also want to see if the logo makes sense for the teams playing as well, and how I feel about it. From, does it look like a winter classic or does it look like it could be something else? And, we'll go through these. So with that, let's get into the ranking. All right, so in 16th place, I have the OG, the original one from 2008. And I want to say these are all good, actually. I don't really hate any of these logos. I think they're all good. I just think that this one, because it's the original, they were kind of like doing an experiment. I don't know if they even thought that this Winter Classic was going to go on for 16 years, right? Like it's a pretty good design. It's just pretty simple. It's a great word mark, and I think they pretty much kept that same word mark design throughout every year. So it tells you that it's good. It's just, again, simple. Although it's a little cartoonish for my taste, and I feel like I don't know if it's a snowflake or a star at the bottom of the W. But yeah, it's fine. The only thing I just don't like about a lot of these logos is that because they just slap on the NHL logo on these, the NHL logo is black and silver, and the rest, there's no black and silver in this logo, at least. So it doesn't match, and you could tell it's just thrown in there. I prefer the NHL logo. That shield logo has a purpose in the actual design itself, and we'll see that later. Next, we have in 15th place which one is it? The 2018 logo. It's the 10th anniversary. Now, I'm sure a lot of people are surprised that this one's ranked very low. It's a nice design, as always. Like I said, these are all good. I just feel like that X is so busy, and it doesn't feel Winter Classic to me. For some reason, this looks like it could have been a Stadium Series. I don't know, because Winter Classic, I'm looking for something more a little simple, but a little wow factor at the same time. And that big giant X behind it, I just don't like it that much. And the buildings on top, I do like the design, like always. I do like the design of that. I just feel like it's too busy, and it's just, everything was just slapped on. That's the reason why it's ranked this low. Next, we have the current event, the one it's gonna be Christmas. It's gonna be on New Year's Eve, but it's a 2025 one. I mean, I like red, but I just feel like it's too simple now. Like, yeah, I like it simple, but this one's a little too simple for my taste. I don't know, maybe because it's supposed to be like, it does feel like a chimney, like with those bricks at the bottom. And it doesn't tell me anything else other than, yeah, okay, like it feels more like a Christmas event, even though technically it's New Year's Eve, or it's supposed to be New Year's Day, but this one's New Year's Eve. And it just doesn't tell me anything. Like, I don't know who's playing. I don't know. I just know it's Chicago. Yeah, okay, fine. It says Chicago at the bottom, but doesn't even have the year or anything. Like, the fact that it doesn't have a year either, you could tell, like, because there's one that happened on January 1st or 2nd, 2024, and now this one is supposed to be the 2025, but it's taking place at 2024. That's why they don't put the year on there. But I do like where the NHL shield is placed, and there's actually like black in the logo, so it does make sense. Next, we have the one from 2009. This one was Detroit and Chicago, and man, Chicago has a lot of games in this series. I do like that. I like the design overall, but it doesn't scream Winter Classic. It screams Stadium Series for me. But I do like it. I just feel, I just feel like that NHL Shield logo is just slapped on. And I really have nothing bad to say about it other than it just feels too stadium series for my taste. Next, we have the 2023 Winter Classic logo. That one was Pittsburgh versus Boston. Boston also has a lot of logos here. I mean, I do like it. If it has more of a baseball feel, it does look like a Winter Classic logo, but it's too simple, and I don't know, lots of green. There's a lot of green in this, and for me, Winter Classic, I don't know, I feel like Winter Classic to me is more like in the blue. It should be more bluish, I guess, maybe because I'm thinking of snow, and this is just more green. So, I don't know, it is what it is, I guess. I don't love it, I don't hate it. Next, we have the one in 2019, and it was Boston and Chicago. Boston and Chicago, lots of games here. I do like that it's different. Again, the NHL Shield logo, I wish I could find a version without it because it's just slapped on. I wish they can find a way to incorporate it into the actual design. I know it was at Notre Dame Stadium, so I guess I can see the Irish, theme in there. But Boston is acceptable to use an Irish theme, but I kind of wish in this situation they could have had it be Boston versus Toronto, and then Toronto could have had a St. Pat's themed jersey for a Winter Classic. That would have been nicer because I know Toronto and Montreal, they did play in the Winter Classic. One was against Boston and one was against... It was Montreal against Boston in one of them, and Toronto against Detroit. Okay, next we have the Winter Classic of 2010 in Boston. And it was Boston Bruins against the Philadelphia Flyers. It's nice, but it's very Christmassy. And Winter Classic, I feel like it's more, it's New Year's, like blue and white. I don't know what's the significance of the lamppost, but I will say I do like that the NHL shield actually feels like it's more incorporated in the logo, in the design itself. So I do like that. Again, they're all pretty good. Just I have to make a ranking somehow, so some have to be at the bottom. Next, we have the one in 2017, and it was St. Louis versus... Well, if I'm just looking at this, I would say St. Louis versus the Colorado Avalanche. But no, it's actually St. Louis versus Chicago, the Chicago Blackhawks. And this is one of the... this design overall, I would say it's great. It's amazing. I love the way the W turns into the St. Louis Arch, and the NHL Shield looks like it belongs there. The design overall is great. It's just I don't like the colors. I don't know why. It looks like it's burgundy here with that baby blue, and it looks too Colorado Avalanche. Like you would think Colorado Avalanche versus St. Louis Blues, but it's not. The colors don't make sense. And that's why, if the colors made sense, this would have been in the top 3, maybe even top 2, maybe even the number 1 spot, but it can't because of the colors. But the design is amazing. Next, we have the Winter Classic of 2012, and it was the New York Rangers versus the Philadelphia Flyers. I really like the design, but I'm not a fan of the colors. And I'm not a fan of the way the Winter Classic wordmark on this one is. I feel like there were other ones that were better, like the previous one that we just saw. I just feel like it's too thin. And I feel like the Liberty Bell is kind of lost. I mean, I understand the background design shouldn't, you don't want to make it too busy. But I feel like it needs something to make it pop a little bit. And I feel like overall the whole design itself is bland, and really what pops is the black and silver NHL shield. But I do want to say that it feels like it's a missed opportunity to be the New York Islanders versus the Philadelphia Flyers because of the blue and orange. You would think New York Islanders would be part of this, but it was the New York Rangers. Next, we have the 2020 Winter Classic, and this one was Dallas Stars versus the Nashville Predators. But if I didn't know that this took place in Dallas, Texas, I would have thought that this took place in Vegas. I just looking at it, I mean, at the bottom, yeah, it does say Dallas, Texas, but if that wasn't there, I would have thought it was Vegas because of the gold and silver, and it just feels very Vegas Golden Knights, especially with the design behind the Winter Classic. So it's one of those situations where the design looks good. Oh, and the NHL shield blends in beautifully. What's interesting with the rope design around this is that I actually thought that the game in Seattle versus Vegas, I thought that was original, but no, this was actually here. They used the rope design also on the borders. It's a really great design, but it doesn't scream Vegas to me. And that's just the only negative thing about it. But other than that, overall, it's great. Next, we have the 2016 Winter Classic. That was Montreal versus Boston. Again, great design. It's very simple, very, very clean, which I normally like. I feel like the NHL logo does match well with this design. And it's got that, different shades of blue and some brown in there and beige. It does look like a Winter Classic logo, and I do like that word mark font a lot more than that thin one. It's pretty good. I like it. I like the way that W is shaped. Next, we have the 2024 Winter Classic. That was the Vegas Golden Knights against the Seattle Kraken. And I just want to say that I know everyone loves this design. That's a lot of people's top one. I just feel like I think we all like it because of the colors. The colors, Seattle Kraken has like one of my favorite colors in the league. I love that, different shades of like teal and navy blue and a little bit of red. It's a great design, but I think if it was a different color, we wouldn't like it as much. And that's really all I got to say about it. It's a great design. And like I said, I like a lot of these, so it's in the top half. So next we have the Winter Classic of 2011. I was actually thinking this was going to be number one originally because I love the simplicity of just the bridge. It took place in Pittsburgh. It was Washington Capitals versus the Pittsburgh Penguins. And I just love that yellow bridge on top. And then you see like the blues and whites of the ice. And even has some black in there, so it's the NHL shield, blends in with it with the hockey puck and everything. So I do like it. I think my only one little nitpick of this and why I couldn't make it number one was just the word mark of winter. Like the ones like previous ones like the Seattle and other ones like we just saw like the winter. I like that font more. So I just feel like that winter's too thin. That's just the only negative thing about it, and that's why I couldn't make it number one. All right, now we're in the top three, and again, this one, the 2014 Winter Classic, that was Toronto Maple Leafs versus the Detroit Red Wings. This one was also very close to being number one. It's a great design. I like seeing the stadium on top. Keyword stadium. The one thing I don't like is the NHL shield just doesn't match any of this because like there's no black at all in the logo. Maybe just a little bit of I guess maybe a little bit of the outline of the stadium, but not really. It looks more like dark gray here on my screen at least. And the puck, not really. It looks dark, but not black. The one thing though that I felt from this was that it felt more like a Stadium Series logo than a Winter Classic logo. Maybe that's why I feel like I prefer to see more the landmarks versus the actual location, the venue, because when I see the venue, I think more of Stadium Series. I want to see more of the location to feel more like a Winter Classic logo. Like I would rather see the Statue of Liberty versus, I don't know, Yankee Stadium or whatever in the logo, in the design itself, so I can feel like it's more like a Winter Classic than a Stadium Series. And in second place, I have the 2015 Winter Classic. That was Chicago Blackhawks against the Washington Capitals. I love the patriotism here. Again, like we're looking at a landmark, not a venue. It's just a landmark here. The only negative thing, of course, is the NHL Shield logo. I kind of wish it wasn't there because it doesn't blend in with the overall design. But other than that, I love this. The red, white, and blue. The Winter Classic word mark. The stars on top, like the flag's actually incorporated in this. It's a great design. It's great, just not number one, but it's in second place. And in first place, I have the 2022 Winter Classic. That was the St. Louis Blues versus the Minnesota Wild. I'm actually surprised that this is number one because it's so simple, but it's so simple and clean, and I see Winter Classic in this. The NHL shield, even though there's no black at all in this logo other than the hockey puck, it's still, it still works with the whole overall design. I feel like this game took place, just from looking at this design, from this design alone, it looks like it took place at a pond. And again, Winter Classic, it's supposed to be a game like you feel like that game took place 100 years ago. So that's why I like this design. And, it's the trees in the background, you could tell it was in Minnesota, it's all wild theme. And also because the Blues played and the St. Louis Blues were playing in this game, and there's Blues also in blue in the logo. So they kind of like work together. So that's why I like this design. That's why it's my favorite design. Maybe next week it won't be, but today it is. And the word mark, the winter word mark. I like it when it's nice and thick. This is it. This is my ranking for the NHL Winter Classics logo. And if you like this kind of content, please hit the like and subscribe button, because I will do a ranking video of the NHL Winter Classics logo, but I'm not going to do 32 logo ranking. I'm actually going to do them in 3 different videos. This is what I want to do. I want to do a head-to-head challenge. So I'm going to go through 16 images. I'm just going to do which one wins, which one was better than the other. And there's going to be a winners category and a losers category. And then I'll do a video of the losers category first. I'm just going to rank them 16-1. And then I'll rank the winners category 16-1. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And like I said, please hit the like and subscribe button. And I hope I get to see you on the next one.